There it is, guys, the Bat78 from SPC Maker, and it's been a few years since we've seen a release from them on my channel, but I have to give you some way background information on SPC Maker. This company has been making micro brushless since the very dawn of the micro brushless kingdom on my channel. So guys, these guys are not new to making sub 100 millimeter quad frames and bind and flies for you guys. So this is new. It is a new sort of injection molded type of frame. We've got a carbon bottom plate with a little 3M padding and some rubber bands on the bottom to hold your 2 to 4S battery on there. So this quad has a range all the way from 2 to 4S. There's two different versions of this quad on the Banggood website. It is about $150. The 2 to 3S version has different kV motors. So if you're selecting that, select the 11,000 kV motors. A little bit higher kV. For the 4S version, you're going to get the lower kV version, which is going to be 8,000 kV. Now we also have an F411, Maytech F411 flight controller on here, 20 amp ESCs, 1103s. These are the 11,000 version, but I'm also going to run it on 4S, see how it does. I don't recommend you guys do that, but I'm going to test it for you guys like that anyway today. And up front right here for our Runcam Split Nano 3 camera, we have quite a bit of camera protection, which looks really good. Adjustable side plate screws on the side of the frame, and it looks like about 30 degrees worth of tilt here. But to have the most fun with this quad, I like to bring it way down to about 10%, and then it's gonna slow your quad way down and let you fly it a lot slower indoors and outdoors if you wanna do some tree canopy exploration like we do on the channel. So we're gonna do a little bit of variety of things today. We're gonna take it way up high. I'm gonna show you the power punch out, the boost, full throttle, maximum throttle up. We're also gonna do some indoor flying, and we're gonna do some outdoor flying in the backyard. A little bit of tree canopy exploration, and see how this quad holds up. See if this new frame is as durable as they say it is. Now also in the box, you get a USB cable, you get some extra gem fan, 16, 36, 40 millimeter props. Those are the 1.5 millimeter shafts. So if you go to order those, you can check out the link down below and grab those props. They are not held on by screws, but you're not gonna need bolts on these props. They're actually gonna hold on just fine. So also in the back, you have a dipole. I have an XM Plus right there. And we have a beeper and LEDs in the back, which is kind of cool. And plug and play motors. So if you do blow up one of the motors, you can go and plug in a new motor and you're off and running again, which is kind of nice. But I like this sort of hybrid style frame they have created here with the carbon sort of super durable injection molded. Looks like ABS plastic. I could be wrong. I'll try to put that link down below so you guys can check out the full specs on this one. But let's go ahead outside and have some fun with the little Bat78. I think it actually looks pretty cool. So let's do some testing. I'll come in and I'll give you my final review and opinion on the 78. Here we go. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do the flight test, and we're gonna try all aspects with this quad. So first, a little bit of testing indoors, some indoor fun. It is 100% fun for indoor and backyard flying. That's what the Bat78 is all about. Finding those lines around your house. The more batteries you fly, the better you're gonna fly these lines, and the faster you're gonna fly. So you're just gonna find yourself becoming a better and better pilot all the time with a little quad like this with a decent amount of power. So 2 to 3S, it's gonna be fun around the house and outdoors in your backyard. Even if it's a small backyard, it's not a super loud quad, so it's not likely that even if you flew this at like 6 in the morning, you're not gonna disturb your neighbors. And now out in the field, we wanna try some 4S out here. And I'm gonna show you guys some 4S punch outs here in a minute, but again, I'm loving that camera. Really sees a lot of detail. There's not a whole lot of fisheye to this camera, which I like. So your videos look pretty nice and flat. Now back around the back side of this barn, I was able to make it even just running 25 milliwatt, no problem. No fail-safe, which is great. Almost hit that pole there. But it's really cool because you can go places again with this quad that you just can't with other quads. You can really get in there and kind of explore and do those tight gaps. Really cool. Now let's do a little bit of a 4S punch out here. Pretty impressive punch out for such a small quad. You can see Mount St. Helens off in the distance right there. See a little bit of jitter, but again, that's this quad being pushed around by the wind. And now I'm gonna do a pretty steep dive, and I got some tumble right here, guys, that happens from time to time with these style quads. And there's that crazy 4S punch out again. Just super lit up on 4S. But really nice pans, and it seems to be slow and controlled. Even doing the flips, comes back around from the rotation really happy. So I'm happy with the outdoor flying. I think that's great. Now what's also fun with this quad is some really tight proximity flying, and you can do it with a lot of precision. You can do it fast or slow. You can do it in acro or stability mode here. And right now I'm in stability mode running 25 milliwatts. So this is what you can expect from the camera on the Split Nano 3. And the penetration is not bad for a 25 milliwatt. I've seen a lot worse on other quads that just don't have a very good dipole antenna. And again, I'm not worried about bumping into things with this frame. I'm likely not to break this frame, but back into the backyard now. Let's do a little bit of canopy exploration. And I really wanted that line, but I couldn't make it. But up and out the top of the tree, no problem. And over here by the top deck, coming across, and I'm going to try to slip through this tiny gap between the house and the rail. Any bigger quad right there, and I might not have made that. So again, this quad's going places others can't go. But how about the video on the Runcam Nano Split 3? I love it. The colors really pop. There's Mount Hood off in the distance. But for a backyard racer, basher, beginner quad that you can just plug in an SD card to and rip around your backyard or indoors and really kind of explore and have fun with it without worrying about breaking this quad, this is a really good one to get. And it's moderately priced. The $150 price point is like very doable. If it was $200, I'd say maybe avoid this one, but I think that the price is good for how it flies, the DVR, and for what you get. The extra frame is also nice in the box, and 2 sets of props. And very impressive DVR footage. Really, really nice looking stuff. Now we're going to set it down, and we'll give some final thoughts on this quad. I really like this one a lot. All right, guys, welcome back from the flight test with the Bat78 SPC Maker. How about that? A new quad, a new sort of updated version of the Whale series that came out a little while back. The Whale was pretty cool, but I think this one is a lot better. We have a lot more durable frame here. It does appear to be almost indestructible. It has 5 support braces on the bottom of this frame for each prop duct, which I think is pretty cool. They are not sort of thick enough to be considered like a whoop, super deep ducts, but I would say that you're probably not gonna break this frame. If you do break this frame, again, please do tell me if you break this, because I would be interested to know what you hit, how fast, and what angle you came in at. The bottom plate as well, this carbon fiber bottom plate is pretty slick. I think that the design overall is fairly nice looking as well. It's one of the cooler looking micro brushless. And again, you have a power system on this one that is sort of my micro brushless sweet spot that I really like. The 1103 2-3S, you can have a lot of fun on 2-3S, mainly because it still rips on 3S and it will freestyle. But what's really cool about it is that you can slow it way down. So you have, again, like the best of both worlds with this. Slow flying through the house or just crazy fast freestyle outside. And it does flip and roll really, really good. I also like that SPC Maker is one of those companies that kind of like goes the extra mile as far as the design aspect. It doesn't look like a lot of other quads out there. And they have some pretty fancy stuff going on back here on the tail end of this quad. You got your built-in LEDs. You have 2 holes for your XM Plus antennas to come out of, which is kind of slick. You could probably use some zip ties and stand those up a little further if you wanted a little bit better reception. And my dipole antenna back here, it's just hanging out through that back hole. I believe you could probably snap this one off and put a new upgraded antenna on there, but it's gonna add a little bit of weight to the quad. And like I mentioned before, dipoles are kind of nice because when you're going through really tight gaps, they don't catch on things like a big right-hand circular polarized antenna might, or a clover leaf. So the XT30 back here as well, now we're really into the trenches with the XT30. And what's great about the XT30, do you guys have an idea about that? It gives a great amount of power to the power system versus using a JST. In the old days, they were using JSTs on 78 millimeters. So I started experimenting, and other companies experimenting with XT30s, and we realized that you get a lot better power and punch out using an XT30 versus the old school JST connector. And that's that little red connector with the 2 pins, slides in. They're fairly cheap, but these are a lot better. So it's good to see those on there, kind of the standard these days. But in the old days of SPC Maker, we saw a lot of quads with the original JST. So I think this one is a good release. It has a lot of kind of really simple design to it. You can see the LED flashing under here when your video is recording. It flies good. I think the tune on here probably is close to an A, maybe a B plus. As far as the design, A plus for the design, durability, and overall fun factor is definitely a thumbs up on this one. For around the $150 price point, I think it's a pretty good deal. So you can check out this one in the link down below, and I'll try to put these Gem Fan props, the 1636 props down there for you guys. And you can get started making some cool videos with your onboard DVR. So grab one of those SanDisk Ultras. These are the SanDisk Ultra Plus cards. Very cheap, 16 gigabyte will get you probably hours worth of 1080p video. So have fun with this one, guys. Thanks for watching my review, and please do click subscribe and smash the notification bell for when new videos come out. Take care, guys. I'm Justin Davis, Drone Camps. I'll see you on the next one.